to another episode of The Gist, an Info Nollywood production. On today's episode, we'll be talking about if you are in a committed relationship and your husband or wife is great in every aspect of life, has a good job, educated, committed to the family, has a good sense of style, but is terrible at sex. Terrible, meaning no hopes of getting better. Now, would you stay? What would it take for you to stay committed to that relationship?
Okay, I have a question first, just to clarify. Now, we're talking about a committed relationship, or we're talking about marriage?
Marriage.
Oh, well, I'd like to address both. So let's start.
Okay,
with
that's
marriage.
great. Let's do both.
Yeah, I think we should start. Okay, so wow, marriage. Well, I wanted to start with relationship because you have to start off with the relationship before you get married. And me personally, if I were in a relationship with the person, and I think a lot of people would feel this way, if we're already in a relationship before we get married and the sex is whack and doesn't appear that it is going to get better, as a matter of fact, we've established that it won't be getting better, why would I go and marry this person?
But remember, this person is great in every aspect of life. You're just going to throw all that out. Throw out that he's educated, he has potential, but then he can't really perform in bed. Maybe, let's say in a marriage, he developed a medical condition that caused him not to be able to perform in bed. So you're going to throw all that out of the window to get with a jackass that, doesn't have any potential but great in bed. Now, consider your options there. What would you do, Yemi?
Okay, I think for me, I'll be honest, being a guy, if I met somebody that was great, head to toe, and for some reason just was not good in bed, and, we're not married yet, as a guy, I'm not sure I would stay. And as a female, I don't think any female would stay. But I also have to put this out there. As a human being, people grow and develop into different stages in life.
Yes, Mr. Philosopher.
You can get somewhere in your life where, sex is not so much a big deal. It's not like you're not having the sex. This person's just not.
You know what? I absolutely agree with you.
This person's just not great in bed. And so if they, no, seriously,
no.
This person is just not great in bed. It's not like you're not even having the sex at all. It's just not up to par according to you. But they're great in everything else, and you've been through dating and you don't want to go through it again because it's just stressful and all this stuff.
So you'll settle?
You might settle.
Wait, I know go settle. I'm sorry.
You might settle.
Bibi, what do you think?
Settle.
Yeah. What do I think? I'm the rebel of the situation. I'm out. There's no ifs, ands, buts, in betweens, compromisings, discussions, group Socratic seminars. I'm out.
High five. I mean, maybe not just cut.
Okay, let me not be so
dry like that.
Yeah.
I think after a while, you kind of try to work on it, especially if you care about the person. You might try to work on it. I have to be honest, sex is important to a lot of people. I don't know. I mean, it's an industry.
It is.
Matter of fact, it's so important. They sell toys. Okay, they sell fake sex.
And exactly, sex is an industry on its own.
And
if they sell those things could not only enhance that relationship between you guys, but even make it better. I mean, lesbians, they get it on and are satisfied with
gay couples make it work. I mean,
exactly. So I just think, okay, so really, so you're telling me now, Snudder, I hate to be disappointed, but you're telling me now that you're gonna throw all that values, all that,
But guess what? You know what?
This is a sticky situation.
You know what? First and foremost, I think now that we're thinking about it, and this is something that I'm just observing right now, I think I would be wise in the first place to take my time and even building up to that type of point where it's like, oh, this person is the greatest person ever. there have to be different things that get me to that point, and sex is one of them.
Well,
Okay, but now let's
overcompensate.
For you,
the
sex
lack.
is one of them.
Yeah,
No,
for me,
let's
there's
yeah,
a lot of
to
people
each
out
his
there
own,
that
yeah.
cheat,
But
but they're in
for-
committed relationships because
Right, let's
sex,
see
for
now that-
whatever reason, isn't satisfying them.
Right.
Okay, let's say
I'm-
this. You've been in several relationships in the past,
Yeah.
and they've all been either the girl's a cheater and doesn't even have a lot to offer in the relationship. The guy, the same thing, but they're great with sex, and they've always they've broken your heart in the past, and again and again and again, and you found this great man, amazing woman, and you're just telling me that you're gonna throw all of that out.
Digmatized can do
It's
it
not
too.
all, but you see, you said you're gonna
Preaching
throw
to the choir.
all of that. It's not all.
Because-
You're gonna throw some of those things
Because sex is
obviously
one
it's not
part.
all.
It's
right.
sex
so
is
it's
one
not
part, but
all.
this person is
so I
trying to
didn't get
build
everything.
I want
I'm
to.
trying to get everything.
So you're
I just-
throwing 80% of it out.
I'm not
so
settling.
So that 20.
Is sex
I need to point
okay,
something
on the
out.
justice scale, is sex on the justice scale, is sex is
The
it
80 or
weighing
the 20?
Yeah, it's 50-50?
It's really the 20,
is
but it
in
feels
there.
like an 80.
It's in there.
That's all.
I need to.
Wow.
It's in there because I, like many Americans and many humans out there, okay,
I am
whether it
human.
is opposite sex or same sex,
Yeah.
people like to get their groove on.
I need
At
to point
the
something
beginning, middle, and
out. I
end
need to
of the
point
day.
something out.
Okay.
You guys are forgetting something.
What are we feeling?
All right.
There are so many people, and and when I say this, in order for me not to go out of my way to mention it, I want you guys to help me out and really think about this. There are so many people in the world who go without sex, and I want you to think about those people.
Yes.
You know, we have monks.
I said
We
monks.
have people with disabilities.
Are monks in
What-
committed relationships?
Okay, wait, let me finish.
Hey.
They are in committed relationship with their
Most
God.
You know, you have nuns, you know, you have people with disabilities, you have people who are sworn to celibacy.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
But
And also
you meet-
males or females that have gotten hurt in the
Because
past
it's
and sworn to celibacy until
Yeah.
they meet that perfect
But then that means they
Exactly.
plan not to reproduce. If you plan to have children,
if okay, if you already have
I'm lost.
because you just took it on a whole
No,
other
no,
tangent.
we're not saying
You
that.
understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
You just shifted that on a whole nother tangent.
It's
No, I'm
and that's
listening.
exactly what I'm trying to do because
Well, then
I'm
do
trying
it.
to open your
So
mind.
there's supposed to be a life, like life is supposed to exist without sex. Is that what you're saying?
If I'm trying to see.
But we're
if,
not
would be
talking about
obsolete.
monks.
I'm
It
trying
would
to
be
We're not
no,
talking
no,
about
no, no, no,
nuns.
no.
We're
Would we be
talking about
here
being
What if you
without
met
sex?
somebody-
That's what I'm. You
relationship.
understand? Like,
What
you
if you
understand
met
I'm
somebody
saying?
with a
You understand?
disability who had
Disability, okay.
had such a great personality?
Okay.
Deep down, this person is amazing.
Uh-huh.
And I mean, don't you think there's gonna
There
come a
is an
time when you
exception
feel
to that
like, you know what? I may be able to spend the rest of my life with this person because they're just great.
Right, but we're
person.
talking about functioning well people.
It's
yes
about being
or no?
compatible.
It doesn't have
You
to be
meet
a
great
functional-
people all the time. You meet great people all the time. It's about being compatible. And at the end of the day,
And you're compatible with this. What if you're
Because
compatible
obviously,
with this
I mean, there's obviously, you guys are definitely compatible.
How are we
To the point where
compatible?
you're in a relationship. Because would you go in a
You're
relationship with
not
someone
going
you're
into a
not
relationship
compatible
for
with?
sex.
you could be in a relationship. Yes, you could.
And not be compatible?
No, you could be compatible,
Right.
but then after a while, well, first and foremost, that's what I'm talking about.
What
I
are you
wouldn't be in
talking
a
about,
relationship
Sinetta?
with you.
What are you talking about? Please let us know.
I wouldn't be in a relationship with you if the sex was right. And I have to be honest, I was in a relationship where the guy was great. He was a good guy, but the sex was just not, it wasn't good. I'm sorry. And we're still good friends to this day,
Yeah.
but just knowing me, at
Oh
some
my gosh,
point in
I
time,
really hope the guy is not watching this.
and even if he's watching, he has moved on. He has had sex after me, and life has gone. It has gone on. But I just didn't want to be placed in a position where I'm somebody. I'm in touch with myself sexually.
I need to ask you a
don't want to
question.
be put
I
in a
need to ask you a
position
question.
where I now begin thinking about cheating because I'm not being
I need to ask.
satisfied
I need to ask you a
sexually.
question.
So
I need
I'd
to ask you a
rather.
question.
Like I
Maybe
said,
good point.
I
I
need to ask you a
co-sign with
question.
that.
I need to ask you a question. So, if this guy had shown you that he was ready to, jump into marriage, he was great with your kid, or he out of nowhere bought you a house, bought you a car. He was like, I really want to be committed to you. and it was just the sex. I mean,
So you're trying to
and not to get personal, but did you really, really try everything? Because we mentioned toys earlier, so.
And we also mentioned that we established
to
the
this
sex
point?
is just not gonna get better. It's whack.
Even with the
That's just
toys?
it.
Even
I
with the
listen.
toys.
Then why do I?
That means there's
if
room
I
for
want to be
improvement.
with toys, then I can be by myself. I don't want toys.
No, because you still need the emotional.
Me. Guess what? Me personally, and I
No,
think
I
a
know.
lot of people are like this, and that's why there is an
Right.
industry. We're sexual creatures. We are sexual creatures, whether you're with the opposite sex, whether you're heterosexual or you're homosexual. We are sexual creatures. I'm in touch with myself sexually. That is something. It's not the only thing, but it is important, especially if I want to breed. And sex is a way for me to also express how I'm feeling without words. And if I can't do that, I feel like I'm stifling myself. It's just not healthy. I'm not going to be able to be myself and give the way that I want to. And before I decide to go and cheat on you, I'd rather just, not everything works out all the time. Nothing is guaranteed. You win some, you
We're
lose
very
some.
clearly divided on this topic. This concludes this first segment. We'll be back with trending topics in knowledge. Today, now, the trending topic that's going on right now is that Omotola is being compared to Kim Kardashian.
Really?
They have their hairstyle the same. She has a
Is the
big
butt the same?
derriere. Right, the same as Kim Kardashian.
Apparently, she said in an interview that
She's inspired by Kim.
Kardashian inspires her hairstyles or something.
Right. And what do you guys think about that? Is Kim Kardashian a good person for Omotola to look up to? Being that Kim Kardashian has had, what brought her to the spotlight was
I don't support.
sex tape.
I don't support anything Kim Kardashian.
What he said.
And
Maybe
I don't support anything Kim Kardashian, and I don't think anybody should. I don't think. I think those of us who know about how it is she came into limelight are against who she is, but then again, she is in the limelight here in the States, and she's kind of like a big deal to some.
Okay, well, this is what I want to say. They're two beautiful. They're two beautiful women, but I don't know. I don't know if I would be offended, but I wouldn't necessarily take it as a compliment, because I look at Omotola as a serious actress
Who's accomplished.
who's accomplished,
Married
who's
with
paid
4
her.
kids.
Okay. I mean, just her craft. Just for what she's known for, just for her craft.
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason why, people admire her for what it is that she does, even if you don't know her on a personal level. Kim Kardashian, on the other hand, we more so know her on a personal level. Her fame came about a sex tape.
Sex tape.
So
But then again,
And it's now trying to get a star on the Hollywood, which was denied, by the way. She was trying to get a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
yeah.
Well, you know what? Well, maybe the comparison. Oh, well, go ahead.
Well,
did you
what
want
is
to
she
say?
really-
No, I was gonna say
Well-
to Kim Kardashian's defense. I mean, I don't know how this sex tape came about, but I don't think any female would be proud of that. But then she used that and turned it into a multi-million-dollar conglomerate.
Prostitution.
And she has
Prostitution.
It's
You
not
prostitution.
prostitution. She's
prostitution.
a hard worker.
At
And
its
if
finest.
Omotola is
She
really
is a hard
related,
worker, I agree.
if
Can we
Omotola is really
define hard work?
relating,
I'm being
I think that's what
sarcastic.
she was being sarcastic. If Omotola is really relating it to Kim Kardashian's hard work, then that's something completely different.
Right.
But then just looking up to Kim Kardashian,
But you know what? And taking away from Kim's personal life, she's a stylish girl. She has
not anymore.
Oh well, I don't know.
Not since she started dating Kanye West.
Okay,
Oh,
well, I'm
come
talking about. Well,
on.
guess what? I'm
Oh,
talking
fashion
about
savvy.
I'm
But
talking
now,
about
is Omotola's fashionable as Kim?
fashion wise, that Omotola might, in regards to the way maybe they have similar fashion taste, but at the end of the day, I just think that Mrs. Omotola is a beautiful, very beautiful lady, and she is striking in her own right, and I don't think she needs to be compared to anyone. If anything, people should
Absolutely.
be comparing themselves to her. So
Right.
I don't like. Well, no, I wouldn't even say I don't like Miss Omotola. All I want to say is shine on your own, baby. Shine on your own. You don't need Kim.
Because we have a lot of people looking up to you, Matala Jalade. Well, this concludes this segment on trending topics, and until next time on Info Knowledge.